Patriots shocked everyone Tuesday by trading Brandon Cooks to the Rams for the 23rd overall pick. New England now has 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, leading to speculation they'll move up in the draft. Jason LaCanfora of CBS asked a member of the organization if he would be surprised if Bill Belichick moved up to get a quarterback, and they said, quote, certainly not. LaCanfora then said his hunch is Baker Mayfield is the quarterback Belichick has his eye on. Shannon, can you see this happening?
I can't. Just looking at the Patriots' history and how they do business, Skip, they don't move up, they move back. And because they need so much, they need a left tackle, they need a running back, they need defensive players. Now they have the ammunition to move up if they deem this necessary, but I don't see it. I think they have too many glaring issues. Quarterback is not their glaring issue. And does Baker Mayfield strike you as a guy that wants to sit the bench 2-3 years, Skip? I don't see that happening. He doesn't strike me. His personality, granted, players get there and they convert. Whatever they were where they previously were, they're not like that once they arrive in that building. I don't know. It might be brainwashing or something up there.
Maybe.
But these players, they're different people once they get into that building.
I agree.
And considering what it would take, I mean, think about it, Skip. The Bears move up 1 spot, gave up 2 threes and a 4th. Kansas City swapped spots and gave up this year's first-round pick. But they have that. They got 23, they got 31. So they have the ammunition to go to 23 to 5. That was going to 10, Skip. That was 27 to 10. To go to the top 5, but you're going to probably have to go up because you still have to, just think now, you go up to the 5th pick. Somebody shoots up that really wants Baker Mayfield, they go to top 5. Now, you've given up 2 picks. So if you're going to go up, you're going to go all the way to the top. You got the kind of money, Joy. You ain't going up to the bottom floor up under the penthouse. You're going to the penthouse.
That is correct.
Go on up to number 1.
Yep.
You got the ammunition. You got 2 1s, you got 2 2s.
You do.
And you got a 3rd.
You do.
So you got the ammunition if you really love Baker Mayfield. But I don't see it. I think because they have so many other issues, maybe they get a tight end. They definitely need a left tackle. They definitely need defensive help.
Yep.
So, Skip, I don't see this happening, and seeing the way knowing how they've done business over the years, they don't move up. They move back and acquire more picks and get more players.
So, you speak of Patriot history, and you're talking about the Belichick era history.
Yes.
So we're going back almost 20 years.
Correct.
I think now you can throw out the last 20 years because it just started over, because one thing happened that changed Patriots history. The owner finally overruled the coach for the first time in his almost 20 years. Robert Kraft said, Bill, I'm sorry. I know you love this kid, but you got to trade Jimmy Garoppolo. And he gave him to San Francisco. So to me, this would smack of Bill. Go ahead.
Before you go, Skip, let this sink in. I want people at home to let this sink in. They traded Brandon Cooks for a first-round pick, and they got a second-rounder for a quarterback.
Good thought. Wow.
Uncle Belichick said, what you think about that, Bob?
Yeah. Brandon Cooks for the 23rd pick in the draft and Jimmy Garoppolo for the 11th pick in the second round of the draft. 2 plus 2 don't equal.
I ain't trying to start no, Skip. I'm just throwing that out there.
Start it, because I would like to finish this, because I think that this report, this speculation, is on to some truth, because this smacks of Bill Belichick trying to take back the Patriots, retake control of his quarterback situation. The only way to do that is to go get a quarterback that everybody would agree is 1 year away from starting. And then you'd start the process again of telling Tom, this is it. You got 1 year. It's your swan song year here in New England. And then you're either going to go somewhere else and finish, or you're going to retire.
Right.
That's what this would smack of. And I will be offended by it, because obviously I'm a Brady supporter. And to do this would, again, handicap, if not sabotage, Tom Brady, because you're going to get him no offensive help that he now requires, because you don't have Brandon Cooks anymore, so you don't have anybody no deep threat to threaten the defense. Amendola's gone. And I am not going to be surprised if Rob Gronkowski is going to be an expatriate before the draft. Right. It'd just be vintage Belichick. I'm going to take back control, because now Gronk has aligned himself with Brady under the trainer, obviously, what's his name, Guerrero. So you've got those two against the Patriots, and there's leaks from both camps that they're grading against the system now. They don't like the Belichick way, the Patriot way. So is it possible that he just says, I'm going to cut bait with him? I'm tired of his social media. I'm tired of his antics, his nightlife antics. I'm just going to cut bait. And again, does Gronk make reasonable? He does not make what he should be making. And
not even
you
close.
made the point from the start. This is as much about contract as it is about just being unhappy with Belichick, right?
Yep.
So right now, Gronk makes $10.9 million. He's way underpaid, but the way they got away with it was they said, you're an injury risk, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what if he says, heck with you, I'm going to go someplace where I can cash in, because he could probably cash in much better someplace else.
Absolutely.
So, and by the way, Tom Brady made only $14 million against the cap last year. You want to talk about the all-time quarterback bargain? Was that not right?
It was.
Okay, but it escalates to $22 million next year against the cap. So Belichick could be saying, okay, Bob, I'm sorry, Bob, I went out from under this. I sucked it up. I swallowed it for 1 year, but I'm not going to swallow it for 2 years. So then if he takes his firepower and he trades up, and I'm with you, I think people are underestimating how much interest there is in Baker Mayfield, even at the top for Cleveland. I'm not going to be shocked if Cleveland takes him first overall. That's just me, but I'm looking at the projection numbers, and they scream that Baker Mayfield's better than these other kids at the top, all the other top quarterbacks. They just say he's the readiest to play. His college stats weren't just good. They were all-time great. And you look at the projections, college to pro, like that Q-based system that Football Outsiders use, he's in the top 10 all-time on projection.
Right.
Again, could that be wrong? But when you look at the rest of the top 10, you say, whoa, they're all big names who made it.
Right. And he's a 4-year starter because he started at Texas Tech and ended up going playing 3 years at Oklahoma. It's just for me, I just don't see it. And the sources are that Tom Brady is not disappointed that they traded Brandon Cooks because he didn't think there was a good fit. Well, I mean, Coach Belichick really is like, well, you might not think he's a good fit, but I think he's a good fit, and we're gonna keep it. I mean, if you really want to be, it's just.
Well, I can't believe Tom Brady's happy he doesn't have a deep threat receiver.
And you know what, Skip? And I agree with you because in the way they normally do business, they don't normally trade up, they trade back. But we don't normally hear what we've been hearing over the last 6 months, get out of New England. And the way that there's talking on both sides of the equation and what we've been able to hear and how Mr. Kraft always try to throw a wet blanket on this fire. They constantly put it out. So something is going on, and you're right. These two powers are still pulling. They're still at tug of war, trying to gain leverage and say, okay, it's my way, I'm most responsible. I just don't think it's going to end the way this should end. Like everybody's happy and just like we had a great run.
Okay, so where I do not defend Baker Mayfield, obviously, his over-the-top, sometimes over-the-edge antics on the field and his nightlife, I can't defend. And if you tell me those are going to be ongoing pro football issues, out. It's the same way I was with Johnny Manziel. Is there some Manziel potential there? There is.
Yes.
But would Belichick say, I can handle that?
Yeah.
He would say that. Would Belichick tell Baker Mayfield, you got 1 year to wait? He might.
Yeah.
Would Baker wait for a year learning under the master Tom Brady? Yeah. He'd probably do that. He'd be okay with that, right?
Well, probably learning from afar.
From afar. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know how your guy is.
I don't know if Brady's.
He probably wouldn't. Yeah, but once it became obvious, that's true. It's not like he's just the backup quarterback anymore. He's the next guy, right?
Yeah. If they get Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady knows he's on bar.
Okay. No, that's fine. So to get Baker Mayfield, you've got 23 and 31. 30,
you got 43.
No, 32.
No, they got
31 because they lost.
Right.
Okay. So 23, 31, and then the 11th pick in the second round.
43.
You could package that to go up. You could throw. There's been conjecture. Trey Flowers, who's a respected defensive, lineman.
Right.
He's brought their best defensive lineman. If you threw him in, could you get to the Giants pick at 2? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 23. Oh yeah.
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 All right. So that's probably what it would take to make sure you would get Baker Mayfield.
That's
If
correct.
that's what you're sold on, that's what you'd have to pull off.
Oh.
Would he do that? Boy, that's a lot to spend.
Woo.
I don't
And
know.
would you not handicap your current going on 41-year-old quarterback? Would you not put him in a bad position? Because, boy, he'd be throwing to Edelman and Hogan and
Maybe or maybe not Gronk.
maybe not. Yeah.
Should the Cavs be scared of the Sixers? We'll discuss that with Eddie House next.
And I won't back down.